Okay, take two. Okay, we just restarted because our screen went darker and my face was getting darker. Welcome back and welcome to Encounters, the spiritual UFO talk show. Paranormal Psych, welcome to the show, everybody coming in there. And now my face looks the way it should be, not dark. Good to have everybody in here, all the new people, all the regular viewers. Hello, Paranormal, everybody. Ed, Shirley, good to have everybody in here. Meriwether, Birdman, Paul, Zach, everybody. Hello to all of you. Mike G, Jessica. Hey, Jessica. Bernie, good to see you always, Bernie. Mike Berry. Hey, Mike. Denise, welcome to Encounters, everybody. Welcome back. So we're going to hopefully stay brighter. I don't know why that happens. Flojo, welcome to the show. Not me. Hey, welcome, not me. Slicey, I think it is. Welcome. Hey, Bernie. You're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. I'm CmdrAleon, your host, and I'm also the man from Mars. I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command. I also do workshops here in the United States. Yard, thanks for coming back in. Summer Mason, welcome to the show. Linwood Jones, welcome. Wheezy, 18, I think it is. Donnie, welcome. Thomas, welcome to the show. JPD, everybody, Mike. Wherever you are, you're here watching the number one spiritual. Hey, Deborah, number one spiritual UFO talk show on social media. This is Encounters. And we never know what's going to happen on this show from day one. The beautiful part is it's so spontaneous. You know, if you want to be a guest on the show, you have to be over 18, no foul language, no drinking, no drugs, no paranormal discussion. Everything is galactic in every way, shape, and form. So welcome. And if you have a story to tell, if you're having contact with space people, real contact, you're a contact. That's called being a contactee. We'd love to hear your story. Thank you, Deborah. If you are having UFO sightings and documenting those things, we definitely want to know about it. If you've had connections with the Bigfoot or Sasquatch, we want to hear that story. Mer people, fairies, the whole galactic deal. Okay? And the way we do it is you put a sentence in the comments section telling us a little bit about your story, what's going on, and you have to have over 200 followers to go on audio, over 800 to do live video on camera. Rachel, thank you for the tiny Deanie. Rachel, thank you for the heart. We appreciate that so much. We appreciate your gifts. Thank you, everybody. Whatever gifts you give us from TikTok, we appreciate all of them. Small, big, whatever it might be. And that helps support what we're doing here. Become a subscriber. And if you're not a subscriber, I don't mention it enough. Become a subscriber. You can do it for a month, whatever you wish to do, a monthly subscription or 2 months. It's up to you. But that also helps in the work we do as well. Because everybody here. And, like right now, like I said, I was on April's live in Vermont, and she's showing spaceships of the command. The spaceships it's really cloudy in northern Vermont, but I spent about over a half hour before my show watching the spaceships, and it's beautiful. And, I don't know if she realizes she can save the recording. The recordings are saved, so she can actually save it. Hey, Lavola, good to see you. And everybody here. And we're going to try to see if we can set up, when we do our Friday night Ashtar Command deal, I'm going to see if April's able to go outside that night and see if we can show people spaceships. Like I said, it is overcast, so everything that they're seeing, the ships are like blinking like crazy. Hey, my footsie, good to see you. Good to see everybody coming here. Faye 14, Romantic Poet. That's a good name, Romantic Poet. Jason, Just James. Hey, Just James. Good evening. King Chucks. RK 2023. Mr. Retro. That's a good name. Loving Grandma. Sheepdog. I'm just reading some of the people coming in. 13 RMP RT. Omar Lopez. Welcome, Omar. I think it's KND something. Enlightened. Welcome, Enlightened. everybody coming in here. And, at some point, well, hey, Voice of One, good to have you with us. Thank you for coming in here, Media Tech. Welcome, Media Tech UC boss. Hey, Scott, good to see you. Hey, Victoria. Hopefully some of you earlier were watching the spaceships on April's live, and they're probably, if you're still there, obviously you're not here, but it's just all good. I'm glad that she's doing a live showing people the spaceships in the clouds, under the clouds in her overcast area. Stella Bella, good to see you. Larry B. Nevada, Larry, good to see you. Krager, hello, Krager. Victoria, okay. So I know some of you watch the ships, and it's a blessing that she's able to document that and go live and show people the spaceships. Good to have you. Just look, more ships are coming. Mike G, many ships are coming. You're absolutely right. Many ships are coming. And as we've talked about for months, there are major fleets of the Ashtar Command that are coming to Earth that are not here yet. It takes time. People think, where are all these ships? They are coming from very far away, and it does take time to get to this particular realm, but they are coming. Hey, Cheryl. Oh, yes, we're doing well, and I hope you are as well. And tomorrow is Wednesday, so that's a good thing. Lazarus Rises. Wilson Bird. Donna Dolly, welcome. Woody Chicken. Yeah, they have a magnetic propulsion, Woody Chicken. You're good to see you, by the way. GC Mystery Leo. Flower, I'm going to watch April's ships for a few. Absolutely, go ahead. And if you haven't watched her ships, don't feel like, you have to stay here. If you want to see April's ships, check out the ships for a little bit. She's live. You're going to see the Ashtar ships on her live. And definitely they're pretty good. Hey, Violet, good to see you. So this is the kind of thing I do, is where I have no ego. I support my brothers and sisters. And, you want to see some spaceships, check it out. I'll be on here till 12:30 tonight. So feel free to go back and forth or what have you. Let's see here. And if you have a story to tell, how that changes, loved how they were changing colors. Yeah. Hey, Jackie, higher self-healing, good to see you. Blessings. The ships are so cool. They are, Cheryl. And this is what we were trying to tell people, that, the ships are real, the contacts are real, and now people know. If they watch her live, they'll see the spaceships. And in those spaceships are our families. My mother, my father, and my two sisters and brother, they're on one of those ships right now that's blinking. And many more ships are coming. So, yeah, everything, it's pretty cool. Now it's getting a little bit warmer. It's still cold up in Vermont, but she's able to get outside and show the ships in a totally cloudy sky, mostly overcast sky. The ships you'll see blinking are below the clouds. So I spent I was on there till about 11 something, and I saw all the ships. They're just beautiful. Something makes me believe you. Thank you. Thrill Billy JP, down for the cause. Thank you. And Billy, if you want to, follow April, if you see April is my friend who's been on the spaceships of the command 16 times now. You'll get to see, if you want to take a moment, check her live out. You will see the spaceships. If she's still alive, you'll see that she's outside showing them with her camera. For anyone who hasn't seen these ships or doesn't know what's going on, check the ships out, and come back when you're ready. She's on live now, yeah. So if you haven't seen the spaceships, I'm encouraging people to take time for a couple minutes or whatever, go on her live, take a look at them. I just want you to know that this stuff is real, and it's really happening, okay? That could happen, Mike. It could very well happen later. I told her the other night, in the next few days, she's going to be, next few nights or days, I think before the end of the weekend, she will be going back up on the ship. Rob says, how do you live with yourself? I don't know how you do lives with yourself, but if you go live, people will, if you have the ability to go live, the algorithm on TikTok will obviously attract people to your live. And if it's really something interesting, people hang out, you know. And this show here is Encounters for New People. I'm a talk show host on WESU-FM, an NPR Pacifica radio station for 21 years. I've also been a TV producer for the Intergalactic TV network back in the early 90s. And so my background's media. I love media, but I love using it for the right way, which is to bust the matrix and liberate the planet from all the garbage that has been perpetuated in the subject of UFOs and the government trying to cover it up for over 70 years. And that's what they've been trying to do. Unsuccessful, I might add. Because when you go to see April's live and watch the spaceships, that's disclosure. You see, that's what we're about. We're about disclosure, about telling people the truth. You don't have to get it from a website. You just have to watch stuff like this and see the spaceships. That's how it is. Hey, D Word, good to see you. We're doing good. Hope you're doing well, D Word. Yeah, so if you want to see April's live, it's Friends with Fairies 1111. And I could say to her, hey, Smiles. So and again, I have no ego here. I hope people will take a look at the ships and then come back. Stay with her if she's on live a while. Take a look at the spaceships because they're out there right now. Hey, Joshua Palladian, good to meet you. Good to meet you. It's nice to have people, and I encourage people to say who they are, and that's great. Coming out of the closet and saying you're a Palladian. I came from Mars. Well, at least one of the planets I came from is Mars, with 10 to 15 million people living on the planet. Yeah, she's showing some lights of the spaceships on her live right now. And I want everybody to see them who has never seen a spaceship before. You'll see these spaceships. Yes, Rob, I'm from Mars. I am human. I'm going to be very clear. I'm just as human as you are. My consciousness, I came from Mars. I came from the Ashtar Galactic Command, which is the spiritual beings of light, the highest levels of light. I had a contact with space people when I was a kid in the 60s and prior to my teenage years. And it was in a cul-de-sac in Long Island when I was a kid, living down that way when I was a kid. And it was men, women, and children in light blue spacesuits. And they were telepathic, very human like us. And Queen Esther, if you want to see my friends live right now, she's showing the spaceships. They're under the clouds, below the cloud level. And it's been pretty amazing tonight. Her name is Friends with Fairies 1111. So if people want to see the ships, take a look at it. If you've never seen a spaceship before, ships of our brothers and sisters, she's showing them right now. And they're appearing in the skies up in northern Vermont. She's in a remote area. And this is all happening right now. Do you think Christ lives on another planet? Marianne, great question. So Christ is a space being. Christ actually came to Earth on mission as a starseed, and then he went off planet in a spaceship. And so, yes, Christ does come from another planet, but right now Christ is also on one of the Ashtar Command ships. And actually, my contactee friend in Vermont has met the Christ Jesus, who is a space being, in one of the council meetings within the last 2 weeks. And he happens to be way different than people perceive Christ to be. Forget the religious stuff, throw it out the window. Jesus Christ is very humorous. He's a Christ being of light, and he's also he's a very beautiful being of light, very beautiful in terms of the presentation of love and unconditional love. So she's met him on the ship at least 2 or 3 times already. He works with the Ashtar Command. User 728, as you get to know me, no, I'm not kidding. I'm here to tell you the truth and all the lies you've been told on Earth. I'm here to bust the matrix. Half of the things you've heard about in your lifetime on Earth from all these books are total lies. Total lies. Everything you've been taught, we've all been taught to believe certain things, and they're not true. All the books that man has made on this earth are a bunch of lies. The cosmic truth is way more interesting than the lies. So yes, I'm not kidding. I'm glad you're here, user 728. Rob, you're very welcome. I try to be very transparent, and I always want to be very honest. Being in the media for so many years, I studied news. I was a news director. I really do believe in transparency and telling the truth in terms of all this stuff that's going on. I'm really about disclosure. I know a lot of things on the cosmic level, and I always will tell people what's happening. Why is the inflation so high? That's not even related to our subject. That's probably you have to go to an economist. I can't tell you that, Panda. But if you're interested in the subject of spaceships and star people, that I can tell you about. I'm not an economist here on Earth, so I have no idea. Oklahoma says banned all weapons, especially short barrel butter knives. Okay. Caviar and avatars. I've had encounters in 2008, 2011, 2012. Larry B. Nevada, yes. Matter of fact, we're in touch with our space family on the ships, and there's going to be potentially contact increasing within 2025 and 2026 within the next year and a half, somewhere in that area. It's not going to come from the government. Disclosure is not going to come from our governments. The governments are not going to disclose anything. They're going to act like they are disclosing stuff, but they're not disclosing anything. Think about it. How much disclosure has the governments of the world told us already? Nothing. They create a UFO organization within the Pentagon, which is a farce, and they show us some videos from military Air Force pilots of these black and white radar videos, and that's what they call disclosure. It's almost laughable. So disclosure is going to come on this program. When I say on encounters, disclosure is going to happen here, it's going to happen here. It's not going to happen in the government. On this program, you're going to get disclosure. Request to go. Yeah, if I can get April to switch here, if someone gets April on here, we can have her go live on here and show you the spaceships. If someone has April go here, she can switch here. We can have her go live and show the spaceships outside in Vermont. And I'll definitely make that a special thing here tonight. I know she's showing the ships. It's really beautiful. We'll see if we can get her on here. And I'll put it right on here and you can see the spaceships. We'll see if we can do that. No, there's no smoking rooms on the ship. You better just think about giving up smoking altogether. The space people don't smoke anything. They're vegetarians. They live very healthy lives. They don't have these things that we have on Earth, like smoking. Let's see here. John says, do you think abductees are taken since childhood? I've interviewed many people that have been abducted on this show and on my radio show for over 21 years. And some of them have been since childhood. Very good question. There's some documented books by John Mack, who's no longer with us. He interviewed many abductees, and he was from Cambridge, Mass. And Bud Hopkins. Any Bud Hopkins books talk about many of the abductees that were abducted since childhood. Some weren't, but there are some that have been abducted since childhood. Abductions have actually stopped. The abductions were kind of ceased around the early 2000s in that area. Oh, okay, Janice, you read both of the books. Lisa says, do you much about starseeds? I know a lot about starseeds, Lisa. Good question. I am a starseed. Maybe you are asking that question because you think you're a starseed, and you probably are. So the word starseed, just for people that don't know what it is, it means that you come from another planet, another system. You are a space being originally beyond human form. When you have parents that you choose, or however that works, you become a human being with your parents, wherever it is, Europe, wherever you are in the world. You have your parents, or your parents, your earth parents. But you are a starseed. As you get older, you remember things. You remember you didn't come from Earth, you came from another planet. You remember where you came from. That is a starseed. So a starseed is someone who comes to Earth from off planet, who is a light being, or or a star person from another planetary system of light, and you came here to have the human experience. So that's my definition of what I call a starseed. Silence the good. The whole thing with the fallen angels, I'm not much into that whole thing with the fallen angel bit. In terms of space beings, there are space beings that come from other dimensions. There are interdimensional beings. There are multidimensional beings. There's, beyond human Earth-based 3D understanding, there are beings from all over the multiverse. Um, you know, one would call fallen angels are basically lower dimensional beings that are not of the higher frequencies of light. That's all that is. People use different wordage for it, but in terms of that, you have lower dimensional beings and higher dimensional beings, or higher vibrational space people. Caviar says, I'm gonna bring you guys up. Caviar only has 98 followers. Caviar, you need 200, and I can bring you up on audio. So let's see here. Caviar, I'm going to pin you if I can. So what I do is I usually pin somebody if I think that they should be able to come up and talk about their story. They need 200 followers to come up here. They don't have 200. But if you choose to follow Caviar and Avatars, we can bring them up on audio at some point tonight. So they have almost 100. They're going to need 110 more people to follow them. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah, we live on a planet. Let's see, is it Ranch Rihema? We live on a planet. I don't know what disk you're living on, but we live on a planet. So being that I'm not from Earth, let me give Earth-based people that think we're living on a disk a little bit of an education here, galactically speaking. All the planetary systems are oval or round. There's no square planets. There's no diamond-shaped planets. There's no pencil-shaped planets. So all the stuff you're arguing about on Earth about what all these planets are, what planet we live on, the planet Earth is a circular planet. Just to let you know, the space beings that are coming here from other planetary systems have seen many, many planets that are all round. There's no disc-shaped planets. The only disc-shaped planets are the ones that we create in our imagination, in our mind, but they don't exist. You see, we don't live on a disc. Do you think they live in the oceans? Yes. Silence, good question. So our Ashtar Command family, our space people, have cities in the depths of our oceans all over the world, in the very deepest parts of our oceans. There are light cities that exist. Many people don't know this, but this happens to be true. Also, not only that, you talk about Agartha. For those that don't know what that means, the Agartha network, or the subterranean cities, are cities within the earth. So there are cities and civilizations of light that are within the earth. We call it the inner earth, or the Agartha network. I don't assume everybody's ever heard that term, or the subterranean cities of planet Earth. So you have the surface world, which we're all on, the surface world. You have the inner world, which is the inner earth, which is where all the spiritual beings of light live, in the inner world, or the inner earth. To put that more frankly, I try to make these words understandable so that you understand. If you've never heard this stuff before, there is the surface world, and then there's the inner earth world, which is where our star family resides. There are also space people, star family, or star beings, men and women, that come from beyond Earth, that come to Earth from other planets. So you have, we only know so much about Earth because we only live on the surface, but we're not just merely the only people living here. If we think we are the only people living here, that has been a lie. That's a lie that's been taught to every single current generation on this planet, that we are the only people living on this planet on the surface. And that's it. It's only surface world people. The planet's a hardcore thing with lava all over the place, and there's nothing inside the Earth. And that's what we've been taught every generation. It's all a lie. The whole thing is a lie. There are people from other worlds living within our Earth, living in our oceans. So to answer your question, there's a lot going on here. Silence, good question. Okay, that's cool. We'll do it with April on a Friday night. I know she's really focused on what she's doing, so it's cool. Thank you, Johnny. Can I join April? I can join her. Um, if she's going to be on for a while, I'm going to be on here till about 12:30, and if she's still on at 12:30, I'll go back to her live. I'll switch over. Hey, Chrissy, good to see you. Anything you can do to get on the list for the Galactics? The only thing you need to do is just be focused, meditate. Good question, Larry. Meditation is really the key thing. I tell people all the time, take time for yourself. You know, in this crazy world we live in, take time. If you're a working person, take time when you're not working to go into inner reflection meditation. That will get you prepared for when we do have contact. Everyone here can be more prepared for intergalactic communications with our space brothers and sisters. So that's that's really probably, there's not really a list so much as it's really commitment to yourself, to take time for yourself, to just be in silence and go within, meditate, and whether you use the word Om or You, which are the two highest vibrational words, that will assist you in getting to that level where you want to be. That would be the most important thing to do, I think. Have you ever read, Jackie says, The Custodians Being Abductions by Dolores Cannon? No. But I studied a lot of Dolores Cannon's work over the years when she was alive. And Dolores Cannon she was a beautiful soul. She was way ahead of her time with her information. And much of what she talks about in her videos is very, very true. Let's see here. Stella Bella, you're right. Stella Bella, you know that we're not alone. That's true. Gitsy Girl 1 says, but isn't the mantle inside the earth and it's hot? There is a center core of the earth, which is true, but there is also the lies about the earth being one solid molten lava rock. It's not true. So there's a truth in the center of the core of energy of the earth, but also there's an inner earth, which is where the star people and space people live. That's within the inner earth. Why does the Bible say the firmament glass like covers nothing can penetrate unless... I don't believe in that whole thing with I throw the Bibles out the window. I throw every 3D religious book out the window because I'm not from this planet. This is the only planet that has so many books written by man creating religions on Earth, and I just throw them out the window. There's no religions where I come from. The only religion there is, if you want to use the word, is love. That's it. In terms of your question, the firmament, I don't even, there are people who say, well, no one can come here because we have this invisible glass bubble around the planet, right? This invisible glass bubble around the earth. Now, there are people that really believe this stuff. They believe that we can't go anywhere, get anywhere, we're stuck here, we're blocked in by an invisible glass window. I busted that matrix years ago. There's nothing blocking us. The only thing blocks us is our consciousness. Whether the only thing that blocks a human being from understanding galactic understanding is our consciousness. So, to answer your question, throw the Bible thing out the window, go within, meditate. You'll get the answers there. You won't get it in any book by man. All the books are pretty much lies. But if you really want to know the truth is, if we were spiritually advanced, we could go on a spaceship and travel the multiverse. We could travel beyond this universe, beyond this galaxy. The only reason why we can't get where we're going, because we're not spiritually attuned or advanced as our star family is. Our star family comes here from many different solar systems and galaxies. There's nothing, they don't go like hitting the Earth in like an invisible glass bubble, so their spaceship can't come into Earth because they hit the glass bubble and bounce back out in space. There's a lot of people that believe in the firmament, and it's just not, it doesn't exist. It only exists if people believe it exists in their consciousness. But in truth, there's nothing blocking anything. The only thing that blocks anything is us. Human beings block things. Our mind blocks things. But in truth, there's nothing that can block anyone if you so choose to bust your own matrix and understand the concepts of reality are way different than what you've been taught. Good question. In terms of CERN, I think CERN's a bad thing. I don't think it was. I think scientists are trying to play games with the universe in a way that they shouldn't be doing it. But that's not so much my focus, because they will end up having their own karma to deal with that kind of stuff. And please tap. We want to get up to 100,000 likes. We're at 13.0. The way you do it is you tap the screen with my profile. Just tap me, tap your screen on your phone. That will increase the likes, and you can do that right away. So when I tap the screen, you'll see hearts. So if you tap your screen, the hearts will start showing. Those hearts increase the numbers to allow to people to, let me see if I can bring this up brighter. Am I going to get, oh, there we go. Oh, that's really weird. I was able to change the brightness. That's pretty cool. Now I know the secret. So, yeah. Let's see here. I'm just reading some of the comments. Was very powerful with power. She was very bright. I could see her face. Let me see here. We're going to try to get them up here. Let me see here. Let's see. So Caviar and Avatar have 105 followers. They need 100 more to go live with me here. So if 100 people will follow them, I just pinned it in the 46 seconds. I pinned them. Everybody follow Caviar and Avatar, and we're going to ask them about their story that they're trying to tell us in words. I want to get them on the show here and have them share their story. I believe you're the one true thing. Marianne, thank you very much. And you're a blessing. We're glad to have you with here and finding our show here. I've been doing this show for the beginning of 2023. I was on Facebook, but I've been on radio for 21 years, and I also on YouTube. Just to let you know while you're on here, if you've missed any of my shows, you're new to my shows, all my shows are on my YouTube channel at Ashtar Command Spaceship News on YouTube. That's Ashtar Command Spaceship News. So if you missed any of our previous shows nightly, you may watch those shows, including my Sunday morning radio program. All right. Thank you, Marianne. We appreciate the comment. No, it doesn't. If you're doing a Christed meditation, if you're meditating and you're focused on meditation within the light frequencies, that's just not true. I'm not sure where you get that from. Whoever taught you that belief system, I know you didn't have it when you were 1 or 2 years old. You got that growing up as an adult from somewhere, either a religion or something. So throw it out the window. I think it's Ranch Rimera. When you meditate and you do meditation with higher vibrational music and you meditate in Christ meditation, it's a beautiful thing. There's no evil. That's coming from something in your background from a religious perspective. Throw it out the window. Bust the matrix, so to speak. I think Ever says, E.T. will never contact or visit Earth. We are dead sentenced if they try to communicate with mankind. So I'm going to bust your matrix, Ever. Untrue. I don't know where you're getting that from. It's your opinion. I'm going to bust your matrix, shake you up a little bit. We have contact. I have contact. I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command. These are space people that come from planetary worlds of light, and they are here now. Their spaceships can come and go to the planet, and nothing's stopping them. I know this. I'm a contactee. I've been a contactee since I was a kid. I've seen spaceships as big as 2 football fields in length in the 1980s. You want to learn something, I can tell you. But I know what you're saying. I know there are people that believe that. But I'm going to tell you right now, throw that out the window. Bust it. Throw it out. Throw it away in the garbage. There's not a dead sentence for anything. Our space families are communicating with us regularly. I'm a telepathic communicator. I communicate with space people of the Ashtar Command. If you don't know what that is, those are the highest positive beings of light beyond Earth. I communicate with them. I'm a telepathic communicator. Okay? So, I know you got that opinion from somewhere, but just throw it out the window. Not true. When I started medical is when I noticed in the most caviar and avatar. Let's see if we can get them up here. Meditation. Let's see here. So as you get used to my show here, you're gonna see that I will give you feedback without hesitation if I think the information is not correct. April is just too far out with some of her stuff. Frustrating when you want to believe. Chrissy, if you're watching her live tonight, she's showing the spaceships. What will it take for you to see anything, Chrissy? You have to just let go. You have to let go of what you've been taught to believe. It's not too far out. Let me tell you something. This show is very far out, and you're watching it. Okay? You need to take time to look at the spaceships she's showing tonight. Have you seen the spaceships? She's showing the spaceships, Chrissy. You need to let go of your belief systems. You have these belief systems, and I know you do. I read your energy. You need to be not afraid and just let go. Let go. Let go. And I guarantee you, if you do that, you will have the most beautiful experience. But until you let go of your belief systems, you're not going to see it. And this is what I do. This is what I do. I love everybody here, but I will confront you if I see, and I'm not even arguing, I will confront your belief systems. That's what I will do. Yes, God is love, Ron. That's absolutely correct. Because Jesus oversees the Ashtar Command, Chrissy. Ever since I've been an adult, and all the people I've known, my friend Ashtar Athena with the Ashtar Command in LA, Jesus Christ is not a religious being in a book. He is a space commander. He oversees the Ashtar Command. That's why she brings it up. You're thinking of the word Jesus as being something that is religious. We're not talking about Jesus from a religious book. We're talking about the star being Jesus. That's the difference. And she has every right to bring Jesus up because Jesus is a space being. I'll say it again. Jesus is a space being. Throw your Bibles out the window about Jesus. Throw all the crosses out the window and him on a cross with nails in his hands. That's all religious garbage. Jesus is a beautiful space being. I've known about this for years. And that's why she brings him up, because Jesus is a space being. And it's absolutely correct in what she's saying. And she's actually met him on the spaceship in council meetings when she goes off planet. That's why. Does that answer your question? Hey, Caviar Avatar. We're going to get you up here soon. Ryan says, doesn't exist. It's called a figment. It's in the beginning of the Bible. Throw the Bible out the window. See, this is where I come from, outer space. And all the earth-based Bibles that people have on this planet, throw them out the window. All those Bibles written by men. All these different books, these Bibles, these religious things people hold on to, hang on to, throw them out the window because they're not telling you the truth. The truth is, space people can come and go here any day, any night, any time, any second. They're doing it right now. What people have to start understanding on Earth, humans have to understand, is that everything you've been taught on this planet, no matter what decade, is basically a lie. It's a lie to program people to be brainwashed to believe the things that are written in the book by your scientists, by your astronomers, by your religious institutions. Throw it out the window. Or keep it if you want to. If it's safer for you to keep it and feel safe, keep it. But I will bust people's matrix. I love all the this interaction here tonight. And I love everybody, and I'm going to answer as many of your questions as I can. So, hey, Ryan, I appreciate your question, buddy. It doesn't exist. It's called, yeah. So thanks, Brian, for bringing that up. Dina, hello. I don't take anything. There's nothing to take. Ranch Rema. I'm fully enlightened. I'm fully awakened. I'm fully activated. I don't need anything. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Everything I know because I came from another planetary system. And I am here to help people. We do interviews here with people that are contactees. I've had people on here who've had direct contact with different space beings since the year and a half I've been on here. Some beautiful stories. Okay? Chrissy, if you keep it up about the Jesus thing, you need to stop, Chrissy. You need to stop. And if you can't stop, you just need to. Do I need to spiritually work with you, Chrissy? Do I need to spiritually work with you? Lacey, you've been watching furries. Good to see you. Let's see who we got here. Jay. Hey, Jay. We'll bring Jay up in a few minutes here. See, Chrissy, you have to understand something. She still doesn't get it. Chrissy, did you hear anything I said earlier on the show here? Did I just tell you earlier that she met in the council meetings on the ship with Jesus Christ? Did you even hear the words I said? Let's see if she can respond. Chrissy, do I have to bust your matrix? The commander will do it. In love and light. I will bust your matrix. Where is Chrissy? We want to work with Chrissy a little bit here. Because Christy, a Christed being of light is a being of light. The word Christed means being of light. So, Chrissy, are you a good person? Do you believe in love and light? Do you believe in peace on earth? Do you believe in having contact with space people? So I'm going to ask you a few questions. Do you believe in any of that, Chrissy? Christed. I always say I'm a Christed being of light. I am. A lot of other people here are Christed beings of light. Why do you have a problem with the word Christed being of light or Christed? We're going to work with Christy a little bit. We have to strain her out a little bit here. We're going to have to strain her out a little bit. Do I believe in, Robert says, do I believe in what you call grays are basically Zeta Reticuli. They're from the Zeta Reticuli system. Abundance is curious. Hey, Abundance, 1423, good to have you with us. Oh, it's always good to handshake or hug. I like hugging people. I'm a hugger. I love hugging people. Robert says, do you believe UFOs run at Earth? I'm not sure of the question. No, they spaceships from other worlds. I think your question is something about them coming to Earth. They don't come. If you're saying do UFOs come to Earth by accident? No. The space people know why they're coming here, and they're not here by accident. I think that's your question. I'm trying to. Hey, Fresno Douglas from Fresno, California. Hello, welcome to the show. David Johnson says, I've seen a lot. Let's see, David Johnson, you've got over 2166. David, we're going to follow you. David, would you like to be a guest on the show? If you do, we have to have you turn the camera on. If you don't know how to do that, there's a camera icon on your TikTok. So if you accept my request to come on live, I'd love to have you on here to tell your UFO or ET related story. David Johnson. Are most of the visiting beings of the light? Yes. A model behavior. That's a good name. Model behavior. Yes. To answer your question, I work with those space people. I work with the Ashtar Command, which are the ones that are the beings of light. They represent many different planetary systems, and yes, they are. There are the lower vibrational beings that are being taken off Earth now. They're being basically rounded up. That have been causing all the havoc over the last several 70 years or more. They're being rounded up and sent off planet. He's a star child. Oh, interesting. Let's see here. I'm saying that people should throw out not only the Holy Bible, people should throw out the Quran and all these other earth based books and start getting in touch with the cosmic levels of light. You know, all these books are keeping people from knowing the truth. Just as much as I say that when people believe that the Pentagon is going to tell people the truth about disclosure, I tell people that's garbage too, because it is. They're not going to tell anybody. All they do is tell you little bits of video from an Air Force radar. You know, I'm here to bust the matrix. I'm not here to conform to anything. I came to Earth to bust people's belief systems. And I say, I don't care what you believe. If that Bible or that Quran or that whatever is as close to you as whatever, and you have to have that to feel safe, fine. But I'm still going to bust it. Yep, I'm saying the Bible, I'm saying the Quran, I'm saying whatever you use, whether you're Christian or non-Christian, whatever book you're using, throw it out the window, because it's going to block you from getting to the cosmic truth. It always will. And until you liberate your mind from those things, you're going to be. It's like an addiction. People have to go to a church to get their addiction. People have to go to temple to get their addiction. People have to go to a mosque to get their addiction. In India, they go to whatever they go to, or whatever country it is, whatever, to get their addiction. The truth is, when you deal with the cosmic truth, you have one God, universal. You have we're all, when we're awoken to the fact that we are Christed beings of light, that there is Jesus Christ, which has nothing to do with the Bible. Jesus is a cosmic being. He's a star person. But on earth, man made him into being this religious thing. They distorted the truth. There's so many distortions on this planet, and billions of humans accept what they've been taught, but throw it out the window, right? Throw it out the window. I met Jesus another time in my sleep, but I was aware and awake. Oh, interesting, Gitsy girl. Marco Mystic says, Yahshua showed me how powerful we are when we go within. Manessa says, can we get Jesus to write something to humanity to stall the early madness? I think Jesus has more bigger things to deal with, which is just what we're doing to our planet. And yeah. Night Warrior says, oh, everything is a lie indefinitely. Do you think the yellow book is hidden? I don't even know what the yellow book is. You know, you have to tell me, Larry, what that is. I have no idea what that is. Chrissy saying, can't even get fixed. What can you not get fixed, Chrissy? Hey, Gets a Girl, we appreciate you too. Hey, Chosen Enigma. Chosen Enigma, good to see you. Always. Let's see where Caviar is. We're going to pin them up. We're trying to get them on live. Caviar needs only 90 more followers. 90 more people. Please follow Caviar. They've had some contacts, and I want to hear their story. If you want to be a guest on the show, you have to have over 200 followers to go on audio. If you have over 800, the commander will put you on here. Just make sure you're able to use your camera, and we'll have you on here. You have to be over 18. No foul language, no drinking, no drugs, no smoking, and no paranormal discussion. Cosmic Punch says, yes, she needs assistance. Yeah, Jordan. Hey, Jordan, good to see you. I've taken many skeptics and turned them around. I've never seen you before, but I'm glad because my friend thinks I'm just crazy. Janice, you're not crazy. You're in a good place here. The reason why our show is so popular, because now, 30 years later, everybody's interested in the subject. Everybody wants to know something about the space people, the UFOs, the Bigfoot, the mer people, the fairies, all these things. And we get into it, the inner earth, the Agartha network, all of these things I deal with. Oh, Jay says, bring me up. Let me see here. Jay, we'll get there. I just want to try to read all these comments. Hello, my first time listening to you. You're pretty cool. You're pretty cool too, Guzman. And thanks for finding our show. Well, my background, just to let people know, I am a professional broadcaster. I came here over a year ago. I was nudged by people to go on TikTok, and I'm glad I did. And I've been on radio for 21 years on an NPR station. Jim says, I have no earthly religious views. Spiritual Abstract says, have to think outside the box. Avatara says, have you ever studied spiritual ego or spiritual psychosis? No, I'm too much involved in my mission work to do any studies. I'm here to liberate the planet, so I have not honestly done that. Hey, Hayes, good to see you. Yeah, Micro Mystic. Yeah, people think Jesus is just for Christmas. Only if they knew the space person Jesus. Susan, thank you, Susan Mary. Always beautiful to see you. As you get used to my show, you're going to see that I always am out of the box here. I'm always going to challenge people that are in a belief system of the 3D. If you have a 3D belief system about all this stuff, by the end of the show, will bust your matrix. I plan on doing it. And when I do it out of love, because I know part of my mission is to take your mind and shake it up. If I can shake your mind up and get you to go into your inner spirit, your inner self, then you'll be a far better person in the future. Speaking of which, a far better person, I have my apple cider here. Speaking of the future, and as you get to know this show, I always drink apple cider. Why? Because I like apple cider, and because it is my cosmic drink on earth. Apple cider. Hugs make people feel better than a handshake. I also agree with Guzman. I am a hugger. If I see somebody, I say, no, I don't want to give you a handshake. I'll give you a hug. That's me too. I'm a hugger. Jesus washed people's feet, not floated about how spiritually aware he was. Oh, just saying. Yeah. Jesus, was a Christed being, but there are many Christed beings. So Jesus, his name wasn't Christ, but he was a Christed being. Like you can say, if you're awakened here, you could say, oh, my name is Atara. I'm a Christed being of light. Or your name is Joni. I'm a Christed being of light. So basically, Jesus was Jesus, but he is a Christed being of light. The people on earth religions didn't understand that Jesus Christ wasn't like his last name. He was a Christed being of light. So this is why earth-based religions are all messed up, because they don't understand Jesus. They haven't boxed into their little religious things. No, they're on TikTok Live. Adam Smasher, that's your opinion. Those that are like Christ, hey, Christ being of light on Earth, people that come from other planets use technology. I use media technology. I was an intergalactic communicator off planet from the Astro Command. So that's not really true. When you say people that are more like Christ are amongst the people not on TikTok, well, who do you think the people are? We are people using the technology of TikTok, and we are Christed beings of light. Let's see what Adam Smasher says to that. Depending. Lower vibrational beings would be like the Zeta, the reptilians. Those would be lower vibrational beings, Adam Smasher. Extraterrestrial Angel, thanks for following us. So Adam Smasher, I'm going to focus on you for a minute. Lower beings or lower vibrational beings, the ones that did abductions and all these things to human beings, would be like the Zeta and the Reptilians and some Dracos. I know a lot about the subject, so there's not too much I don't know. I know a lot. Buddha and Krishna are space beings? They might be. In the Indian world, in India, they don't really mention anything about that, but the Indians also had many connections with the space beings in India, what we call India, back in the early times of India. There's stories about the space beings in India. Answer says they're a stepping stone. What's a stepping stone? And what are people scared to? So, what are people scared to go to? What stepping stone? Can you explain? Hey, Jay, we'll get up to you. I'm trying to get this other person earlier on first that I promised I'd get on here when I came on live. Um, yeah, the concepts of Christ do exist in spiritual and religious teachings, but they're not totally correct because the teachings of these religious books are based on man-made perceptions of reality. Jesus Christ is not in a book. Jesus Christ is a real living being on a spaceship. Jay, we will. We definitely will. I just want to get this person on first, the avatar person. Let's see. Caviar and avatar. Let's see. Lorenzo says, wow, fantastic comments. Thank you, Lorenzo. And we are multitasking here. Hey, Gary, good to see you. Yeah, user 353. Absolutely, I'll explain. Jesus Christ is not somebody that was on a cross. That's an earth-based 3D historical belief system that Jesus was pinned to a nail on a wooden cross, and that's the way it ended. Jesus is from space. Jesus came here from space. Jesus was born as a starseed to a human family, grew up, and was totally activated and went back off planet, which is actually one of the things that is decoded in the Bible when they say Jesus was in a cave, not a cave, in a stone structure for 3 days. What do you call that? A tomb? He was in a tomb or something or whatever it was. I can't think of the right words for it. But he came out in 3 days walking along the countryside and people saw Jesus. And then they say, well, Jesus went up into the clouds. So I decoded that. What do you think the clouds were, people? What do you think the cloud is that Jesus went up into that opened up? This cloud opens up. Jesus goes up into the cloud. What do you think it was? I'm going to tell you. He went into an enormous spaceship that created an electromagnetic field that looked like a cloud. The common people on the ground saw that and they thought, oh, there's a cloud and he's going into the cloud to the heavens. What do you think the heavens were? Jesus went into the heavens, all right. He went on a spaceship into outer space. This is where religious people freak out because I decoded this years ago. You see? And that's what it was. He came out of the tomb. He was gone. He was seen in the countryside, and then he went poof into a cloud that opened up into a spaceship. No, Delta 605. The space people don't eat any. They're vegetarians. The space people do not eat any meat. They're vegetarians. Hey, let's see here. Hey, Alex. Good to see you. Once you hit a level of higher consciousness, you leave earthly lies behind. That's right. The Vatican, Hayes says, is giving info on the 17th on how to better discern the supernatural phenomena we see. So with the extraterrestrial levels or the space galactic levels, that would not be categorized as supernatural, but it would be more categorized as galactic or cosmic experiences. So user 258, what I was saying before, let me go back to your question. Let's see here. Where was the question here? 258. Let's see here. I got to go back to your question to find it. So I was saying 258 that Jesus is a space being, that Jesus, when they say he was nailed to a cross and he died for people's sins, that all that stuff is a lie. Jesus, when he came out of the tomb, I decoded this in that portion of the teachings of the Bible, decoded it. He walks along the countryside and people see him walking like nothing ever happened. Why? Because he was able to regenerate his body. He was from space. He was able to regenerate every aspect of his body. And then the cloud opens up. Now, how do clouds open up? And how do you just go up into a circle in an opening of a cloud? He went into a spaceship. Jesus, again, to answer your question, went into the spaceship. The cloud closes. It's an electromagnetic field, which spaceships can cause coming into our atmosphere. They can create a cloud around them, hitting into our electromagnetic field of the Earth. He goes into the spaceship and he's gone. Okay, I hope I'm trying to catch up with some of the comments here. Hey, Levick, good to see you. That's right, the Vatican covered up a lot of stuff, Chosen. European Robin, yes. The space people I work with are very loving, very beautiful people. So write this thing down, and I want everyone who's learning something here to write this down. The good space people are involved with what is called the Ashtar Command, or Ashtar Galactic Command. Remember these words, Ashtar Command, or Ashtar Galactic Command. They are all Christed beings of light that come from spiritual planets way beyond Earth, throughout many different solar systems, galaxies, everywhere beyond our planet. They are here to assist our planet now. They are my brothers and sisters off planet. They are our loving light family, and they're coming back to Earth. They are here now, but many more are coming. So yes, they are friendly. The ones that are not friendly are being kicked off the planet now. That would be the Zeta and the reptilians and maybe a few others that I don't know of, but they're being sent off planet. European Robin, that's a good question. Disclosure's happening now. It's not going to happen with the government. If you're waiting on your governments in England and France or China, it's not going to happen. It's just not. They're going to try to slow the process down and say, we gave you disclosure. We told you that ETs exist, but we're not going to give you any real information because they don't want to do it. So don't depend on your English government or your Chinese government or Scandinavian government or the Canadian government or any government to tell you the truth. Don't depend on it. Don't wait for it. I'm in contact with the space people, the ones that are good, and they are here, and they are here to help our planet, and I'm here to tell you that on this show. So disclosure, Mark, it's going to happen here. A lot of stuff is going to happen on my show in terms of disclosure. I think Stephen Greer was a catalyst in the early days doing what he's done in so many ways. But disclosure is going to happen here. This show is a center point, and that's why I started it, to divulge the truth about what's going on, and also not only disclosure information, but about the truth about the spiritual beings of light, the space people. I think people need to know the truth about that. For decades, Hollywood movies, documentaries always show, and even on TikTok, people still are focused on showing ETs that look like monsters. I don't get it, because that's not true. But people, that's the images they're used to using. You'll never see me have a picture of a space person looking like they have like fangs coming out of their mouth or something. It's all garbage. It's what is used to cause fear in humans regarding the experience of ETs, or extraterrestrial intelligence. Many of the space people look just like us. They're taller, 7, 8 feet, some 9 feet, men and women, very beautiful people. But we on Earth, in Hollywood and other ways, we take pictures, and AI does it too, and we create these images making them look way worse than they are. It's just because we've been brought up on movies like Alien with Sigourney Weaver and all these movies making it look like they're monsters. And that's the biggest lie in Hollywood and the biggest lie on media on Earth when these movies come out over the years. You know? Only a very few movies had told actually the truth. Like if you Jodie Foster in the movie Contact, that was a beautiful movie. If you watch the movie Contact, Cocoon is another beautiful series of movies that showed the space people as light beings. You know, when they took out off the human suit, they were beautiful light beings of light. Many of the star people look just like us. They're human, solid human, taller than us, and they are vegetarians. So the information I'm giving you here is disclosure. The information that you're waiting for from the media is never going to happen. The media is too tied into the government. The government's too tied in to controlling the media of the world. They're not going to tell people the truth about the space people. It's never going to happen. But it will happen here because we don't care. We're going to tell you the truth. And if you watch my show long enough, you're going to see that I am telling you the truth. Let's see here. Let's see. Hey, Ashley. Yeah, the commander's a little bit amped up. It's not a lie. You have decoded nothing. Who are you talking to, Lexicon? I decoded that a long time ago. I don't know what the comment. I don't know what's referring to, but it is true that Jesus went on board a spaceship when he left Earth. Well, he wasn't resurrected. He was brought back on a spaceship. He completed his mission, and for that period, and he was lifted back onto a starship. He never died. You see, this is the whole thing on Earth. You know, this whole belief. Now, growing up as a kid, you know, from the Jewish religion or the Jewish background, I studied the Christian religion, the Catholic religion, the Lutheran religion. I did this for one reason. Not because I believed in it, because I wanted to see where humans were at that level. But in truth, he never died. The reason why he never died is because he was a star being. He was able to regenerate his body. He couldn't die. There's no such thing as death. He just regenerated his energy. And they don't talk about that in Earth-based books because they don't know. And if they do know, they're not telling the truth. So I know it's controversial to say this, but he never died. He is a star being. He's a star seed. Just like everyone here who knows they're a star seed, you know you came from another planet. You came here, you're living the human experience, and then when you're done, you leave the planet if you want to and go back home to your home planet and or travel the universe. So good question, Dan. I appreciate it. So when they say he died, the people that are saying that are man-made religions that wrote those books say they had no concept of his being a star being. All right? But he is. He's a star being. He's a Christed being of light. I always say I'm a Christed being of light. I teach people in my workshops, you are a Christed being of light. Why? Jesus was Jesus, but he was a Christed being of light. He wasn't the only Christed being of light. He was one of many Christed beings of light. And that's the thing where I'm going to bust people's belief systems as much as I can. I always hit back with these questions to try to help people understand. Throw the books out the window. Start meditating. Go within. Don't rely on these books that have been given to you on earth. Rely on your own inner instincts of meditation. I guarantee you, if people do this, these light meditations, you will know more truth than you'll know in any book that is written by man. You will. Absolutely. Stan, great question. I appreciate that. Chosen, thank you. No, I'm not in deep water, lexicon. I'm telling the truth. Jesus was taken on a spaceship. I've taught that teaching in my workshops for years. So I'll be in deep water, but the water I'm deep in is good. You need to chill out, lexicon. And the fact is, I'm being loving about Jesus because Jesus is about love. What I'm talking about is the teachings of people asking me about the religious texts of Jesus, that he died. He never died. Everything I'm saying is loving about Jesus. I don't think there's anything I've said that has been opposite of that. I'm glad he saved your life because he's a light being. That's what Jesus does. That's a beautiful thing. What I'm talking about is the way people perceive Jesus is what I'm talking about, lexicon. If you found the a saving situation in your life through Jesus, hey, that's good, brother. What I'm trying to teach people is Jesus is a light being. I'm not telling you anything other than that. Okay? So I'm glad that he saved your life because that's what he does. He's a light being. Why wouldn't he save your life? Hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. If you don't, I'll try to clarify it. Dracos and the Draco star system, they've worked with our government in some ways over the years, just like the Zeta and just like the reptilians. They've all been, and they're all being rounded up and actually sent off the planet by the space people of the Ashtar Command. Hey, Ralph, good to see you, Ralph. User 383, welcome to the show. Yeah, I would say that, Mercury Man. I think you're probably on course with that. And they're being dealt with by our space people. Wayback says, I see them shape-shifting more often now than ever. Interesting. Cold Beer 7. I have been on Coast to Coast. When Art Bell was alive, I actually went on his show many years ago. I got to call in his show late night, and I talked about the Ashtar Command on Art Bell's show. We had a good conversation, and I actually got in the show, I think once I called in just to be on his show, and he put me on the air. We miss Art Bell. He was good. Mr. Come On Intelligence, Contactee and Abductee, the movie Avatar was made after I disclosed my experience. Interesting. Mr. Common, we're going to follow you. Interesting comment. Kimberly, you're not left behind. You found the show. You're not even left behind. It's good to have you with us, Kimberly. If you get hooked on this show, you'll be amongst many beautiful people here. Grandma Rachel, they are walking among us. Doggy Zara, I met my space family, back when I was a kid in the 60s. I had a contact experience with the spaceship was in my cul-de-sac in my court where I lived in a suburban neighborhood, and went upstairs and opened the blind, and the spaceship was there hovering, and I saw men, women, and children in light blue space outfits, spacesuits. Let's see, I'm just trying to catch up with the comments here. Skipper says, The Day the Earth Stood Still, great movie. The Day the Earth Stood Still is a movie that really does represent the truth of the space people. Yeah, Zeit, I think it's Zeit, Z-E-I-T. That's what I'm trying to say. Jesus never died. He was a space being. Jesus is a space being. He comes from space. He's also was a healer. Of course, he is able to heal and do things because he was fully activated from where he came from. Let's see here. Kimberly says we are light. That's absolutely correct. I don't know if Jesus wants to call himself a prophet, but he is definitely one of the first space beings that came here to help people. And that's why Jesus is so well known, because he comes from a state of love. If you believe in Jesus and you really totally believe in Jesus, then you hopefully are coming from a place of love. If you have any anger, and I'm talking about Jesus, and you're angry, then that's not a place of love. That's a place of judgment. If you believe in Jesus, the cosmic being, and you say, Jesus is all this stuff to me, then you have to come up in a frequency of love. If you don't, not going to work. It'll be a contradiction. Doug, if that's for me, I met my space family just visually when I was a kid. That was the only time that I visually got to see them, and they were very beautiful, very beautiful. And then I went back downstairs, went back upstairs, saw the spaceship again, still there with the people, and then I closed the blinds. I just felt this enormous amount of love, Yeah, Jesus was, as a star being, he was very courageous. The fact that he had a lot of courage. He came here going against people in human form that were very limited in their consciousness. And even now, people, I'll let you up, but I want to know that you're going to come from a place of love when we get on here. If I let you up and we're talking about Jesus, again, I'm going to listen carefully to how this goes. So I'll definitely let you up if you want to talk about Jesus. I appreciate your discussion. Hey, Stan, thank you. Is Krishna on the ship? I don't know. That I don't know. Good question, though. I'm going to bring Lexicon up, and we can get you up here, Lexicon. So bring Jesus. Now, let me also I got to bring my light back up here. Hold on a minute. Now I went dark again. Let me see if I can get it back up. Can I get myself back up to the light? Oh, I'll have to adjust it later. Let me just bring my thing over here. And this always happens for some reason, but I think I can adjust it. Give me 1 second here. It's going to go back up, maybe. I'm just touching my screen to see if I can get it back. I won't worry about that now. Lexicon, welcome to the show.
Hello, Commander.
Hello, how you doing? I don't know why my headphones are not working. I had the earpods on here, so I'm going to take them off. They're not working right now. Good evening.
I hope you can hear me okay.
Yeah, I can. I got my earpods off, and they're
Okay.
not working right now, so that's weird. But go ahead.
Forgive me if my voice is a little quivery. I had a stroke about 2 months ago, so I'm a little bit getting
Really?
my voice back. It's been a little hard, but I'm doing okay. Thank you.
I hope you're doing okay, man. That's a big deal to go through.
Yeah, this is my second, unfortunately.
Well, we'll just pray you don't have any more of that happening.
Absolutely. But the reason why I wanted to get on is just kind of for the whole group here. And just, I'm one of the first people that came on your group when you came to TikTok. Do you remember my name, Lexicon? Because I told you we talked
Yeah,
before, right?
a long time ago. Yeah.
Long time ago. So I'm totally a fan. I'm totally a friend. I got, but I'm also a therapist. I'm also a hypnotherapist. And I just want to tell you that I have something that I want to say about Jesus that helps everyone, believers or non-believers. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I'm talking to people in session, and they might be Muslim or otherwise, I try
Yeah.
to give them the analogy that we're all climbing this pyramid of truth. And Commander, I believe you're climbing this pyramid of truth too. I believe you're getting activated and you're getting all kinds of information. And all of us are really on this pyramid trying to get to the apex of the pyramid. So
Right.
some of us will see things in different ways, and we might be different ages, and we might be different backgrounds and different things like that. So
Mm.
whenever we're talking about this, when I'm talking about this in session, I'm trying to keep people from being maybe hurt or triggered or traumatized
Right.
by other people who have said good or bad things about what they believe in. So only thing I was saying when I was trying to get out to talk to you is
Yeah.
it's helpful for me to think of it like we all are trying to find truth. I don't think any of us are enemies of love that are also we're also friends of truth. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean it is, and like when you told me what happened, how Jesus saved you, I believe that, But and when I hear that, I said that's a beautiful thing because that's my point. Jesus is a star being that came here to help people and still does. He's a
Exactly.
multidimensional being of light, so he can be in a nanosecond in somebody's room and appear and say, "Oh wow," So I understood exactly in senses what you're trying to say. Absolutely.
Yes. So sometimes when I'm typing, I don't want to come across like, thank you for your grace because I've been on here a long time. I'm on
Right.
every
That's
night, if
right.
you notice.
Yeah.
Pretty much ever since I had my first stroke. You give me a lot of strength and a lot of good feelings.
Yeah.
That's why I come on here. So it's not sometimes I might type stuff when I'm trying to talk back and maybe to give a different idea, but I'm coming from more of maybe a place that helps people to stay more neutral because it can be really triggering for certain people to hear things a certain way,
Yeah.
and I don't ever want to say anything to hurt other people. And
Right.
that's kind of where I come from. So some people might be really strongly attached to whatever they believe in. And even
Right.
I'm talking to
Hey, Joey.
Muslims, I can't tell them that Allah is not real. And I'm not going to say
Right.
that I believe it to be real or not because I'm climbing that pyramid of truth. I don't know.
But you
I'm
know me,
just
you watched me for a long time. I came here to do one thing. I'm like right out there, and I do it in love when I do it. I'm here to bust the matrix of everything in our system, including the Pentagon, including the Ministry of Defense, including all the world governments. I'm here to just say it's time for change, brothers and sisters. And I'll do it with love, but I'm gonna bust the matrix. You know me. You've been on a long time. You watched the show a long
absolutely
time.
and
You know how
respect
I
you and
operate, right?
respect you greatly. It's just that sometimes I just want to say that
Yeah,
we're all climbing that pyramid of truth. And some
we
people,
are.
whenever we get to be 50, we're further up than we were when we were maybe 20. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's just like, and sometimes when we're 50, we might be going sideways for a while because we get some misinformation. But then once we find it at the right path again, we start climbing towards truth again. And I think
Right.
all people who love peace and happiness are always trying to find truth. And I
Oh
think
yeah.
that these days a lot of people want to find lies and misinformation and polarize, and that's never what I'm trying to do on here. I'm always a person who wants to believe in the truth, just so you
Yeah.
know
That's
that.
why you're here.
Yeah.
That's why you've been here.
So you can let me back down. I just wanted to say that because I don't want to come across like I'm against what we're saying here. It's just that sometimes Jesus Christ can be whatever he wants to be, and maybe he shows up certain ways to different people. I don't have the ability to tell you otherwise. So
No.
I know how he
Well, he helped you though, right? He helped you,
exactly.
which was good, right?
Exactly. And I know he helps
That,
millions of others. So, I mean, I guess it's just like making a point, a neutral point, maybe for others it might be helpful. So, thank you for having me up. And sometime I'll come up again. I'll tell you about an encounter. Okay.
yeah, I know you'll have an encounter. Well, just take care of yourself, man, because I didn't know you had those things happen to you. And
I'm also a contactee from the age of 7 years old. I just have to come up another day and tell you because I can't
yeah.
speak for very long.
Oh no, that's all right. Someday when you can talk about that and you can speak longer, I'd like to hear the story about the. I know everybody would like to hear
Yeah.
your story about the being a contactee for sure.
Yeah. Love to you, brother.
Love to you as well, man, and all the time, right?
You got it, man. See ya.
All right, I'm going to take Lexicon down. I'm going to try to get my camera. Let me see if I can adjust my camera, Now I press this here. Am I going to go light again? Come on. Let me go light again, bright again. Well, I can't get myself brighter. I don't know what happened here. I'm going to try to do it. It seems like I could do it. No, it's not going to do it. It did it before. So you have to just deal with the fact that my face has gone dark. I pressed something on here and it made me get brighter. Why is my screen now lighter? I'm going to bring on, let's see, who was I going to bring on now? I completely forgot. Let's see. Hey, way back, you have a great night too. Oh, Kimberly, we're going to bring you on. Let me see if I can get myself back to being bright again. Why did it work before? Okay, we're going to bring you up, Kimberly. Let's see. Thank you, Trisha. I'm just going to bring the camera over here. There you go. Let's see. Can I do it here? Well, at least I'm partly light. All right, let me go backwards here before I get too entangled with the technical things here. Kimberly's coming up next. Hey, Kimberly, you're our next guest. Maybe my screen will go brighter. I'm not going to worry about it. Hey, Kimberly, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And
Hi, how are you?
we're doing good. If I can just figure out why my screen tends to do this sometimes on my lives, but
You could
I'll
go to the
figure that
dark
out.
side for a minute, but come back to the light.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about yourself, and all our listeners that are watching all over the world watching the show. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I taught kindergarten for 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I there, well, you threw me off there for a minute, but like we were talking about Jesus,
Right.
okay? And I like to ask people a question that kind of breaks it down to the principle of, you know, were you in control of where you were born,
Mm.
the time and the place? Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting, further information that maybe I was, I don't know, but um I looked at it as if I was a child born in a place that had no idea that Jesus ever existed,
Mm.
um would I go to heaven or hell, right? And so
Mm.
if you think about it that way, I mean, I believe when I hear the word Jesus, I think empathy. And it's just putting yourself in other people's shoes
Yeah.
that gives you love and forgiveness and all of that. And we are in a world that we don't understand,
Mm.
right?
Very true. We're in a very crazy world right now. Thank God there is a place where we can come together in light and have these kinds of interactions too.
Right. And so I feel like over the course of time, I mean, I just turned 50 on April 9th.
Oh,
I thought the
congratulations.
Thank you. I thought the world was going to end, and I was like, I was never meant to be 50, right? But but I thought, you know, I've always been in counterintuitive places where
Mm.
um nothing really made sense to me why I couldn't be friends with a boy that had different skin color,
Mm-hmm.
or why um there's no diversity where I am now. Is it
Mm.
me to bring the light here? And then I thought when you guys were talking about Jesus and light and empathy, and I thought everyone is really. Do you remember the song This Little Light of Mine? I'm going to let it
Oh
shine.
yeah, I remember that song. I think I sang that when I was a kid.
Right? But like um I just thought it was like, "Oh yay, I'm dressed up today."
Yeah.
but but it becomes more and more as you um grow and you're looking up. I mean, it's incredible. And I don't know if anyone's actually read all the disclosure of the Greer, you know, the D,
Mm.
yeah, all that. It's incredible.
Oh
What
yeah, I
was
interviewed Dr. Stephen Greer. I interviewed him back in the '90s on TV.
Did you?
Yes, I did. Well, this is when he was just starting out um, with the disclosure thing with his group,
Hmm.
and he was more accessible then because he wasn't well known. Now it's really tough to reach him. But they used to have a phone number, and I just happened to go to the New Hampshire MUFON conference back in the early '90s, and Stephen Greer was in the big hallway in the what do you call it when you go into a hotel? It's like there's a big area. And I asked him to do an interview, and we did a TV interview together.
Wow.
I
What did
still
you
have the
think?
video
What I
somewhere.
mean, what did you think back then?
I thought that Dr. Stephen Greer was interesting. I thought that he came from being a surgeon to getting into, I was in a lobby, Deborah, thank you. I was in a hotel lobby in Exeter, New Hampshire is where this happened.
That's cool.
And not only did I get to meet Dr. Stephen Greer people, but I met Betty Hill, Barney and Betty Hill. I met Betty Hill, and I wanted to do a TV interview with her, but she didn't want to do it. But she was able to talk to me off camera, but she didn't want to do a TV interview. I was like so bummed out, because if you've known the story about Betty and Barney Hill, I have one of the original books. They both were on a road, and they were taken on a ship by extraterrestrials. Dr. Stephen Greer
Wow.
I interviewed him
Do you hear
first.
that?
Do I hear what?
Oh, it's the coyotes. I'm sorry.
Okay. If I had my ear pods working, I'd hear everything. But
I'm
I met
listening.
Dr.
I
Stephen
heard you. Go
Greer,
ahead.
and then I met Betty Hill. I guess her husband had already passed away, but she was an older woman, and I met her, and very nice. And she was fascinating to talk to, but I can never get her to do a TV interview with me, which would have been a classic for me, because you know how long is Betty Hill going to be around? This was in the early
Right.
'90s, you know. Yeah, so about Stephen Greer, when I interviewed him, he was just starting out in his whole thing with disclosure, and I found him to be very fascinating. I think he's really committed to telling the truth in what he's doing too. Okay, Kimberly's out there somewhere. Kimberly paused herself. You're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. And Friday night is our Ashtar Command Q&A. And I think I'm going to try to do something really special Friday night. Oh, that's interesting. We just lost Kimberly. She could have. Jay, we'll bring you up there. I know you've been wanting to come up here, so we're going to bring Jay up. And then we're going to bring some more people up. Maybe if I can get my brightness back here. Let's see. Is that going to happen?
Hey, third cousin.
Hey, how you doing, Jay? Good to
How
see
you
you.
going?
We're doing good. I was on April's live earlier watching the spaceships up in Vermont, and I almost didn't think, oh, your phone died. Maybe your phone died. Okay, maybe it did. Maybe the power went down. So I was watching the spaceships tonight before 11 o'clock. I was just like hooked on watching the ships of our Ashtar Command in Vermont, and overcast skies, and the ships were coming out from below the clouds. And so I'm doing pretty good. I got on here about 11:05 on my show, and I mentioned to people to check out April's live
Hi,
because the
Summer.
ships are there. You know,
Yeah.
how are you doing?
Okay, well, for anyone that wants to know if Lexicon's still even in the chat, I've had
Yeah,
three
Lexicon's here.
strokes. I've had 3 strokes, as you know, and I had brain damage, so I know what it's like to write slow. So
Yeah,
I understand what he's talking about. I'm not a fast writer.
yeah,
And when I was 8 years old, as you know, I was died, and I thought it was a coma, and my nanny died when I was 3.
yeah.
For everyone that's listening, and I thought I was going through a dream at first, and then when I got to the end, Nan was there at the end
Mm-hmm.
of this tunnel, and then all of a sudden I'm on this ship, and I looked and I thought, I was brought up when I was little
Yeah,
to know that that's Jesus Christ. So Nanny goes, no, he is Jesus Christ, the healer of our world and the healer of the world, but you have been given a special mission, Jay. And I said, a special mission? And she goes, yes, he wants to meet you because he wants to talk to you. And I went, have I gone to heaven? She said, no such. No such. So
mm-hmm.
Anyway, he was at when I told you I went to the table and it was like he was there at the chair and he was in this like a cloth sort of top sort of thing. He was really cool. No beard and mustache, none of that. He was just normal, like us. And he turned around and he said to me, "It's not time for you, Jay. You've got something to do for me and the soul guides and the spirits, and you'll know." I didn't understand. I didn't understand. I said, "Nanny, but you died and went to heaven." She goes, "No, I'm a light being. And so was your great grandmother." I went, "Huh? Am I dreaming this?" And then when he started to tell me that he loved me singing Imagine, that freaked me out. When I was 22, I had the other encounter. And he said to me, "I'm very proud of you doing all your healing work for me since you were 8 years old. As you know, I've never charged a person ever in my life because that was my gift from him. I'm a soul seed healer. That's how I am. I was brought up to be like that. I don't have a say in when they come and take me. The mirror opened, the light goes on as I've shown you, and I'm gone. I've been to over, in 40 years, I've been over maybe 25 planets, 30 planets. I've met some beautiful star beings, beautiful, beautiful beings of light, lovely people. I did meet the ones that were nasty, as I told you. I was taken by greys when I was little, but I got away. And my family came down and saved me. Yeah, so Jesus said to me, "I'm very proud of you going out there doing your light." And they took me, I think it was 2023, or was it 2023 I left? Yeah, 2023 they took me. And he loved me singing Imagine.
Thank you, Jay.
He loves me singing Imagine. So for anyone here that would like to ask me, yes, Jesus does exist. Yes, he is a being of light. He's very, very hurt. He won't say disgusted. He's very hurt and very upset that people can go to these man-made rooms, he calls them, the churches, man-made rooms that he never ever invented. He never went to church. He went and preached on the mountains and he went and preached in the lands because that's what God wanted, his Father.
Right, and he was basically
share the life.
So Jesus, when I talk about Jesus, and then this is where I bust the matrix. Jesus the Christ is a Christed being of light named Jesus.
Absolutely, absolutely.
If I say to you, Jay, you're a Christed being of light. Jay Christed, you're a Christed being of light. Aleon, Christed being of light. I can say Ashley, Christed being of light.
Absolutely.
All that means is that we are Christed beings of
light. Beings of light. That's it. That's it. But I was brought back as a soul healer of the world. I know that. A soul healer of the world for the soul seeds. I'm always here. I've helped so many come to me secretly. They don't say in the chat, but they come to me secretly and I've healed them. Because that's what Jesus asked me to do. Use my light and use my light to help all the soul people, which is what I do.
And this is
I've
part
never
of
ever charged in my life.
Well, this is why
you've seen me put my hand up, remember?
Yeah.
And I did a live one day and I healed 200 people. It's in my, if you look, guys, if you want to look on my video, you'll see it. I healed 200 people on a live. And I did not ask for nothing.
And Heather's saying, I'm not sure what this is related to, because I was startled and yelled, "Get the blank out." I won't repeat I think that's related to an ET encounter. Remember. Heather, can you tell us what that, I'm also multitasking here, Jay. Heather, can you tell us that related to a space encounter? I saw the beings of light. Heather says, I saw the beings of light.
Okay, Heather, and how did you see them?
Well, we're gonna bring Heather up here too to join us. I sometimes do this.
Yeah, bless. Yeah, do. Yeah, go. Bring her up.
Heather, come on up. We're gonna bring you up here on Encounters.
Would love to meet you, sister.
Heather, just if you come up, I'm going to hear your story too. I'm pressing my guest button. When you see me press it, you can come up here and share your story on Encounters. Okay.
Hi, sister. How are you, Heather?
Hey,
Okay. Hey,
Hi,
Heather.
how's it
Good evening.
going?
Welcome to Encounters.
it's going good. It
And Heather, where
was
are you located?
probably about 10 years ago. I was just cleaning in my dining room and I
Mm-hmm.
turned around to walk in my living room and there was this 7-foot figure. It was the outline of a human, like
Yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
head, the body, but it was just a bright light. It was extremely radiant, did not hurt my eyes. There was no heat, but it looked like it was radiating heat. And it was a very brief encounter because I immediately screamed what I wrote, get,
Right.
and it
Yeah.
disappeared. And ever since, it's been like the fear is
Of
that it
not knowing
was
why it was
spiritual, and
there.
now I'm like, oh no, I said something bad, and
It's okay.
it's
They
like,
understand.
what
No,
was
they
that?
understand. They understand. They understand if they get freaked out. They understand that humans get freaked out. It's okay. But you're a
And
soul
Heather,
seed as well, because if they hadn't have come to you, they don't go to people that aren't a soul seed. I can tell you that now. There's someone in your family who was related to a soul seed in the family, and they're just checking on you. They're beautiful
so,
people and loving, and they never come to hurt us, ever. Only the
so Heather,
reptilians and the greys. That's it.
yeah, I just want to say, Heather, one of the things I'd recommend, when did this happen to you? What year?
10 years ago, she said.
10 years
About
ago?
10, about
How
10
would you
years.
like, how would you, and this is what I do here on the show, beyond being a talk show host, how would you like to reconnect with that light being?
I'm sorry, what was it?
How would you like to reconnect with the light being, the being that you saw?
She's
Would
scared.
I like to?
Yeah, would you like to? Would you feel more, less
Relax.
freaked out?
Well, I always want to, but then at the same time,
Yeah, I'm
I'm always
picking
like,
up
what
some
if it happened
freaking.
right at this moment? How would I react? And the fear is that I'm going to be like, ah,
Right.
Yes,
So
but
let me,
you're
and not know
calling them
what
because you want to
to
talk to them.
do
so
because it
let me,
just seems so unreal.
Well, Commander
uh,
can help you.
let me say something. So it seemed unreal, but it did happen 10 years ago.
Yes.
So, so it wasn't unreal because it actually happened.
But
So I'm
it
going to help you.
automatically gives me the shakes as soon as I even
Yes,
start
I
thinking
believe in
about
soul
it.
contact. Yes, I
Well, you know
do.
why you get the shakes is because it's not a human
I
thing that
believe in
you've usually
soulmates, twin
experienced.
flames.
Most
Yes.
human beings, you get up in the morning, you have breakfast, you go out, you have a normal day. So this kind of took
Hey,
you away
Ash.
from your normal way of living because this happened to you.
I
But I
can
can
send a
definitely
healing
help
action.
you do this in a way that it's going to be positive for you. You have to just let your mind go. What I teach people to do is the mind can be our worst enemy, the human mind, because they'll freak out. The mind freaks
Yeah,
out.
that's
But
for
if you
sure.
go within yourself, you won't freak out at all. If you say, mind, stop it. Just stop doing this. Stop freaking out.
And
You
put a
know,
light around yourself. You have it. So
you,
put the light around yourself.
you could, if you do you do any meditation at all?
No.
Have I? I have.
You
It's
have.
not something
Okay.
I do because oh,
So here,
I can go away for hours.
yeah. So
Then I'm
if
kind
you
of
know how to
like,
meditate,
well,
that's good. But now to do the meditation to make contact, that is so you want to do a subtle thing here. Is number one, don't freak out. What I teach people to do when I do my workshops, when I take them off planet, we do a Christed meditation. So what you would do is say, I'm Heather. I'm a Christed being of
Really?
light.
That's cool.
I'm sorry that I scared you. I
Hey, Joe.
freaked out. And then when you do that, what you're going to do is say, just telepathically, you're going to be mentally communicating with that space being who is possibly still able to communicate with you
Yeah,
if you
bless.
so
That could be
interact
a
with it.
soul side messenger.
So, but what I'm saying
We
to
don't
Heather
call them
is,
angels. We call them soul side messengers.
so what I'm trying to say to Heather is, that if you, in your experience, meditate and
Oh,
allow yourself,
absolutely.
when you meditate, just say that I wish to communicate with you again. And just say, are you a Christed being of light? And as you say that, you can do a 30-minute meditation whenever you can. Get a quiet space, do 30 minutes, and you should eventually have contact again with that space person.
And
Because they're there.
if they do start to follow her, that's a great thing. That means that they want to, that they want to connect with her.
Yeah, and they will,
Yeah.
And believe me,
Thank you so much. I
I've
appreciate
taught
that.
tons of, Heather, we love you. We taught many
We
people
love
my
you. Yeah, you're
workshops.
welcome. You're a soul
We've taught
seed.
many
You're
people
welcome.
how to do this on my show. I've dealt with many people who've had these experiences of light, but were freaked out.
Joey.
So so if you do the meditation, I guarantee you, whenever it happens, it'll happen. Don't freak out. Put yourself in an inner meditation not to freak out
Yes, put
anymore.
a light around you. You can put your own light around you. You're a soul seed. Put your own light around you. And you'll be protected when you meditate.
Thank you guys. I'm
Bless.
gonna
You're welcome.
Casey says,
for
can
letting
she
me
do it
on.
now while I'm live? Can she make contact while she's on live?
No.
Well, no, I would say no. I would say she could, but I don't think it's appropriate to do it now. I
Yeah,
want her to do it.
sorry, that's what I
I
meant. I
want her
don't
to do
think
it
that's
privately
by
and
herself.
get used to it.
Yeah. And then let us know how you went. It'd be so fantastic to find out.
Oh, let me tell you, if I see anything, anything
Just feel
happens,
happy and welcome them.
yeah, I'll tell everybody.
Yeah, tell us.
Time
We'd
with-
look forward to
It'll
that.
be pretty crazy.
Yeah. So one of the things to realize, Heather, is that there's no rush to do anything. I never like to rush people into stuff that I teach. One of the things being a talk show host is that take your time with it. When you meditate, 30 minutes is plenty of time to facilitate contact with the space people. And as you do that, eventually, when you get a telepathic response, that's going to be beautiful. And you will.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I always
Yep.
Don't be
wanted to know,
scared.
like,
Don't be
do you have a
scared. If they've
message?
come
Was
to you
there a
once, they're
reason,
there to
or did you
sing
just accidentally pop into the wrong house?
No, they don't go to the wrong house. They know where they're going.
Yeah, they
Popped
that's
into the
big
wrong
people.
As they
house.
say, with the angels, we don't have angels. We have soul messengers. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
We have
But
soul
just
messengers.
your life being contact. Once you make contact, ask them where they're from. You can ask them what planet they're from.
Absolutely.
You can ask them what your connection is with them. Because when you have a connection like that, you're probably related to their star system in terms of, even though you're in the human form now as Heather, you probably are connected to them in some sort of a galactic way that you don't know yet.
Yeah, like the commander, I freaked out when I went on the ship and they said, we're so happy we can see you on your third kind cousin show. I went, huh? And I said, I've only been on his show once and I freaked out I was all right second time. First time I freaked out. And he goes, and my nanny goes, yeah, because the commander is your third kind cousin. That's how they say it. She goes, he's your third kind cousin. I went, oh, really? And he goes, and I nearly went, oh my God. And Jesus looked up. I stopped it. But she goes, yeah, he's your third kind cousin. And we love you going on his show.
A non-commercial break for a moment. We're at 48,900. What am I saying? 49,000 likes. We need to get to 100,000. So I need everybody to tap on my profile here, where it says encounters. If everybody taps, we can get up to 100,000 before 1:30. We're going to sign off at 1:30 tonight. I was going to go to 12:30, but we're still here. And
thank you for taking me. And another thing, Heather, I taught Commander, if he was pretty sure he was from Mars, but that's where my soul family are from. And I have an M on both hands because I'm a soul healer. Some people have it on one arm, on one hand. And I said, check your hand. When I came on, he checked. He goes, oh, you're right, Jay. I went, that's right, an M, because you're from Mars.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Some people have a Z from, there's a planet called Zizania. Hasn't been invented yet. I've been there. And the people there are like 8 foot. And they're just so beautiful. They're like avatar people, but 8 foot. And they're just so friendly and beautiful. They just sit there and ask me to sing or heal them. And they're from, Zenitar. That hasn't been invented yet. Some people have a Z. If they have a Z, they're from Zenitar. If they have an S pattern, they're from Saturn.
And you'll find out, Heather, that there's a lot of people. I've interviewed many people over since last year, and everybody has different experiences, which is interesting. I've interviewed the people that have been abducted and helped with
You
those
have an
people.
MCASI. Oh, wow. Then you'll be a Mars starseed somewhere in the generation. Bless. Welcome, fam.
And we're getting to about 103, so we'll be on for another 30 minutes, and then we're going to sign off the show for tonight. All our shows, by the way, folks, are on my YouTube channel, Ashtar
Am I
Spaces
related
News.
to April? No, I'm not related from April. And April doesn't come from Mars. So, no. I don't know where she comes from.
But we're gonna keep it rolling along a little bit because I only have 30 more minutes to go here. We're at 51,000. Let's get up to 100,000 likes tonight.
Let's stop for the commander,
let's
please,
tap on
and
the
for
screen.
Heather, for welcoming
And
Heather. Don't worry about me. I'm always around. But brothers and sisters, let's give Heather some love and gold for the commander.
all right, hey Jay,
I'm
thanks
used
for
to
being
saying,
on the show tonight.
I love you. I
All right,
love
same
you.
here. All
And
right.
I love you too, Heather. And I love all my Soulseed family here.
Love you too. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Thanks,
bless.
Jay.
Anytime you want to talk, just follow me and come and talk to me. I'm always there. I'm there for all of you guys.
All right.
All right, put me down now, cuz I don't know how to get off.
Same. Me either.
Hey Heather, we appreciate you on here. Just one last thing. Just focus on the meditation part. You'll find that as time goes on, there's, like I said, no rush to the contact, but you will definitely have contact with this light being again that you had 10 years ago. It's like anything else. Once they make contact, you're just waiting for the response. So even if it's 10 years later, 11 years later, 5 years later, as long as you do telepathy and use telepathy in your meditation, say, and just have that image of that light being, and that's the first thing. If you remember what they looked like, that image will facilitate the response back to having that contact. And again, whenever it happens, let us know. Once you get more involved in it and you have more to share about it, give us an update.
Absolutely. I'll try tonight.
All right.
Thanks
All
so
right,
much.
Heather. And
See you
thanks for coming
later.
up to. We'll see you
Welcome.
later. Thanks for coming up.
Bye.
All right. We had Jay and Heather. Heather came on here. And welcome to the show. Let me see if I can adjust the screen light here. Why was it doing it before and it's not doing it now? It's just what it is. So we'll just bring the light over here. You're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. We were going to go to 12:30, but we're actually on after 1. So we want to get up to 100,000. We need 50,000 more likes, folks. If you don't know how to do that, you see the hearts going up, just tap really quickly. If 250 or 220 people tap, we'll get it up to 100,000 likes really quick. I bet you I can beat everybody in tapping right now. I'm tapping really quick. See this? I can out tap any Earth-based human being right now. I can probably out tap everybody on here. My consciousness is running so quickly. If you are as quick as my consciousness is, then try to out tap. This is going to be a contest. I want to see who can out tap who. 223 people. I want to see who are the activated souls, activated beings. We're at 55.6. I want to see if by 115, can we hit 100,000 people? I bet we could with 221 people on here, right? I bet we could definitely do it. At 57,000. Anyway, welcome to the show. If you're just tuning in, we're glad to have you with us. Tomorrow is Wednesday, what they call Hump Day on planet Earth. I can't wait till the week's over. The weekend's coming up. And we're on here at 11 o'clock normally in the evening with Encounters, if you're new to the show, 11 p.m. And we always have a good group of people. Since we've been on tonight, we've had 7,200 people have watched the show. Since 11:05 p.m. tonight Eastern, 7,200 people have been watching the show. Even though it says 250, we've had over 7,200 people view the show here tonight, which is quite a large audience. It always is. And that's why we're the number one spiritual UFO talk show. Billy Thorpe, Children of the Sun, Joey says. I'll have to check that out. Exena, hey, just came from April's, and it was amazing. The ships were crazy, so colorful, awesome. Is April still doing it? Is she still live? Is April still Sherry on live showing the ships? Let's see. No, she just went in. Okay. Very cool. Oh, it just ended. Okay. I'm going to talk to April about our Ashtar Command live Friday night. We'll see if we can do an Ashtar ship live. I'll see if April wants to do an Ashtar ship live Friday night. If it's not raining in Vermont on Friday night. I think that's what we'll do. I think we'll have our space people on live on here with their ships Friday night. I'm sure April will be into it. I think that's what we'll do. 11. I'll be conversing with her. If she comes on live here tonight, we'll bring it up if she goes on live here on Encounters. Matter of fact, I'm going to invite her. If she's not on live, I don't know if she's still live or not, but I just sent her an invite. April had come great visitors tonight. Yes. See if ringing in your head is with contact. I think we're trying to do. I'm just reading all the comments here. Hey, Brandy. Grand evening, Commander and all. I am. Good evening, Brandy. Good to see you. And on a side note, for those of you that don't know me too much, I actually microfarm. I microfarm on Earth. Watermelons, strawberries, grapes, and I'm going to do blueberries. So not only am I a cosmic being of light and here on Mission Earth, but I also grow organic things during the warm weather. So I'm growing. I was out in my garden. Matter of fact, let me show you a picture for a second here. I'm going to show you a picture of my garden. Where is it here? Check this out. This is my microfarm here. Check this out, brothers and sisters. You see that? The commander does grow things. Everything I use is organic. So this big area here is where I'm growing the watermelons. I have strawberries on the upper level where you see the green, that's all strawberries. I have grapes that you can't even see. I'm going to show you my grapes, I think. This is my microfarm. I microfarm. So everything I tell you is the truth. But you should know that by now. I have a big area, and I grow organic watermelons. And then I have other stuff growing, and I'm going to bring in blueberries. You see that? Yeah, I know, midnight. I was there before 11 o'clock. I was watching the ships. Yeah, this is a part of my life that you should see, brothers and sisters. This is really very beautiful. So I grow things, and I'm growing a 200-pound plus watermelon. Excuse me. I'm growing a 200-pound watermelon this year. Yep. And here's one other thing I want to show you. Let's see if I can show it to you. Take a look at this. This is a Concord grape. If you look closely, you'll see the little baby grapes. They're right there below on the thing. You can see little baby grapes. They're really babies. Those are Concord grapes. I'm growing a whole bunch of grapes. Yep, I grow grapes. No, I don't sell any of the stuff. I give it away to people. I give it away. And when I grow my watermelons, I'll show you pictures of that. So this is the little baby grapes, and these are things that we're growing. Sweetest flower. Buy yourself a Concord grape plant. Go to a good garden center, get the plant. Ask them how you plant it and everything. You can make a little cheap trellis with metal, and you'll have some beautiful grapes in September. Okay, here we go. All right, that was my little show and tell there. Little show and tell for everybody. And we appreciate you all. We're almost at 100,000. If everybody taps, we'll get there. Do you have white flies in the USA? I don't know what white flies are. I've never seen them. Thank you, Deborah. So every once in a while, I'll share my light work in terms of what I'm doing. Not only am I here to bust the matrix, but I'm here to grow organic things that I can eat organically, right? Yeah, I don't have any problems with that. No white flies in my garden. Rabbits once in a while, but no white flies. Ashley, it's about grounding your garden. I don't think I even saw that, but I'm going to double check and see. Probably in the morning when I'm more wide awake. I'm wide awake right now, actually. Trisha, that's right. Organic is the only way to go. I'm with you there. Let a patch of dandelions grow. So many healthy uses. Yeah, I have dandelions, but I pull all that stuff out. And dandelions you can use for a lot of things. And but for now, I've cleared a lot of that stuff out only because it's invasive to what I'm growing. And we have tons of dandelions here up here in New England. A lot of them. Please follow each other. One of the things I would say is if you're not following somebody, I always encourage people to follow me. I want to get up to 100,000 followers before summer. And that can happen by people following me. Also, everyone press the like button. If you're not liking, press the like and follow on my thing here. And also, if you wish to, I've only had one hat so far. And what I do is at the end of my show, as we're winding down the show, if you donate a hat with a mustache, I will say the word car. That's only if you give me a hat. It's the only time I'll say it. It's a special thing I do towards I winding down at the end of the night. I like to give people a little bit of tar, oops, tar. And I understand it's not easy doing that word, but when you're like me and you have 4 more hats available, that might happen tonight. as we wind down the show, I will be tarring. You see what just happened? Normally, I won't talk like that, but when that hat comes on my head, something magical happens. Something phenomenal happens to me, and I don't know what it is, but it's tar, yeah, yeah. You know what's going to happen, yeah, yeah. She knew. Yeah, yeah, tar. Amber, thank you for the hat. Thank you for the heart. Deborah, thank you for the tarring. I haven't lost my voice yet. I actually completed my goal. How many people would like to have me put 10 more hats up there? If I get a yes, I will put 10 more. No, 8 more hats. Not 10. What am we thinking? 10. I'll do 8 more hats if people want me to do that, I will. We're at 89,000. Please don't know more. I have to go with the majority of consensus here. The consensus is I'm getting a lot of yeses, Joey. I'm getting a lot of yeses here. I have to please the masses. You know what I mean? Hey, Karen, good to see you. I'm going to please the masses here. I've got to do that. And as we're winding down, I'm very honored to do this for everybody. Wait a minute, it's just setting up itself here. Bear with me. We're not having any technical difficulties here. And I'm going to set it up. 8 always is my number. I love the number 8. There must be something about the number 8. Okay, so I just confirmed it. I'm now pinning my goal here as we're getting towards 1:20 a.m. in the morning. And I love all of you. I want to tell you, it's not easy to be tarring. Okay, hopefully, I'll see if we can talk about some of the things regarding the space people, the UFOs. And the beautiful part of the life is that everybody knows that when we go to space, we'll actually be able to enjoy the many splendid things that our star family has shown us. There's so many beautiful things. Red Jen says, I saw so much in April's live last night. Yes, she had so many beautiful tarring. Excuse me, but yes, she had a lot of beautiful stuff that was shown. I love the spaceships. They were blinking in like unison tonight when I was watching it. It was so beautiful. And I'm going to try to see if we can. I'm going to message her before I go off planet tonight about Friday night, seeing if we can do that with her going outside at 11 p.m. To do a special broadcast. Deborah Jard, thank you for the King's hat. See, I can do that too. The King's hat, I can talk like a king. I can. The beautiful part about being on Earth is I have the possibility of being a king. Wasn't that good? Did you like that? Did I do good? I'm hurrying too. That's because I'm multidimensional. I can be a king. I can do the Dahar thing. I come from a beautiful family of light on the ships. So I love you all. I'm here to uplift everybody and also bust the matrix. That's the one thing I'm going to do before I go back off planet. I'm going to bust the matrix. I am busting the matrix. You know that. And when I do Tahar, when I get a hat, that's usually because now I'm really proud to be a king. See, I was just a king for a moment. Just for a moment. Keno says, yeah, but I'm more powerful, like 5x more. But seriously, we're in a situation now where contact is coming sooner than later. 526, Reg and Wendy, Tahar, contact Tahar, contact Tahar. Hello, America, Area 51. Hello to you, Area 51. Hey, Will, when? Hey, Will, you're looking at 2025, 26. Joe, you can't win if you don't play. Now, this is encounters. Usually when you wind down, I'm a little bit silly sometimes because we deal with so many things to help people. And really, you're all a blessing to the show. I read many comments tonight. I've answered a lot of questions tonight, which I love doing. And hopefully I've helped a lot of people with the answers. And on encounters, we're on at 11 o'clock, normally in the evening. We might take a night off once in a while, but it might be a Tahar night. It could be, but it's almost 1:30, and I'm not going to do more interviews until tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we'll get into interviewing lots of different people, I'm sure. I don't even know who they are. Rabbit, he's around. He's been doing a lot. He's been working a lot, so he hasn't been able to come on too much. Boo, more tonight. Jar. Boo, more tonight. So you're all a blessing, all you folks out there around the world, wherever you are, England, Asia, Africa, wherever you are, U.S., Central, South America. We love all of you. Thank you for being here. And also go to my YouTube channel, Ask Command Spaceship News. If you want to watch previous shows, please go to that. And if you have any final questions, if you've had any experiences, you've never been on the show with ET stuff, we'll be on tomorrow night at 11, and we'll be able to interview. You have to have over 200 followers. And also for video, you need to have over 800. Okay? Red Jen says the furries were amazing. Hey, Chris, welcome to the show. Good to have you all with us. Yeah, 11 p.m. Eastern, Hollywood. Yep. 11 p.m. Eastern. Welcome, Paige Roy. All the new people finding show faith. So are me. Let's see here. The interdimensional beings were working away. Yeah. Yep. A lot of beautiful spaceship sightings on April's Live tonight. All right, folks. So I think we're going to call it a night. I want to thank you all for being here. Everybody have a blessed day tomorrow on Wednesday. Stay tuned and tell everybody you know that's worth telling. We did over almost at 100. Tar. We hit 100,000 at 125. Very good. Thank you, everybody. Well, I'm going to try to do a special Friday night with April on our Astar show with the spaceships. The same here, Linda. Take care. Astar Command Spaceship News on my YouTube channel, Astar Command Spaceship News. You can watch all the shows there. And we'll see you all tomorrow night. Take care.